Harry McKim here, and welcome to Outdoor Ed 3001 Environmental Education Issue Discussion. On this week's podcast, we'll be addressing the issue of time outside, including why it is an issue, the relevance in outdoor education, and why educators must bring the outdoors back to the youth. This issue was brought to my attention after reading this blurb by Robert Macfarlane. Time outside is a contemporary issue in outdoor education. Robert Macfarlane, 2017, has recently noted that British children spend less time outside each day than prisoners. Further, during the making of his short film for the BBC News, he also discovered that British children are better at naming common Pokemon species than they are at naming common species of British wildlife. Comparisons can be made here in Victoria, Australia. The issue is not confined to younger children either. VCE, OES teachers, educators, and academics often argue about how much fieldwork should be implemented throughout the study design. In correspondence to this issue presented, and after researching the topic area, I unravelled many concerns that need to be addressed for the benefit of not only the children, but for the health and development. Now I'll give you an outline of the issue for Australia. The reality is that we in Australia, and much of the developed world now face, is that our youth are more regulated than they have ever been. They are essentially all sitting inside, staring at a screen of some description. The long-term impacts of this change in nature of childhood are not yet fully understood. It is only over the past decade that we, as a society, have started to clearly recognise that we have an issue. What is becoming abundantly clear is the correlation between the decrease in time outside and the increasing rates of childhood obesity, childhood depression, the diagnosis of unprecedented medical conditions, and a more general disconnect from the outside world. Researchers have long highlighted the importance of time outside and aiding the development of children's imagination and their decision-making, conflict, regulation, and risk assessment abilities. These are all crucial elements required for the development of resilience, engaged, and creative children and young adults. Now on to some Australian stats. Similar to what Robert Macfarlane recently noted about British children, Australian children on average spend less time outdoors than our maximum security prisoners. Furthermore, children today spend half the time their parents did playing outside. 83% of parents questioned throughout the survey from The Guardian say it is important that their children learn to use technology, but 9 out of 10 would prefer them to spend their childhood outdoors developing a connection with nature. Almost 96% of parents with children aged between 4 and 14 quizzed through the National Trust thought it was also important that their children had connection with nature and thought playing outdoors was important for their development. The research found on average, children were playing outside for just over 4 hours a week, compared to 8.2 a week when the adults were questioned about it when they were children. All these statistics link to the overall health of youth, with almost 1/4 of children aged between 5 and 17 overweight or obese in 2018. That's 17% overweight and 8.1 obese. The rates are similar for boys and girls, and this has remained stable for the previous 10 years. Outdoor Ed in the VCE curriculum. Alison Lugg, in her journal article, Directions in Outdoor Education, quotes that the term outdoor education does not indicate a clearly defined body of knowledge, but rather a range of learning experiences which utilise the unique educational situations created by the natural environment, outdoor activities, and outdoor living. The VCE Outdoor Ed study design states that each unit involves at least 50 hours of scheduled classroom instruction, including outdoor experiences. However, within the VCE study design, it does not state how long outdoor experiences need to be or how many. I believe this is a point of contention, as students from different areas will not get equal outdoor experiences. This area, I believe, needs to be looked into, as the future of our subject isn't always guaranteed. Annette Gore from RMIT University emphasised that outdoor education has faced many challenges, with constant evaluation and ongoing status can never be seen as certain or secure, as subjects in VCE are recredited every 4 or 5 years. If outdoor education did find itself out of the curriculum, many more students would face less exposure to the environments and time outside. VCE outdoor education provides numerous students with unique opportunities of direct interaction with natural environments for developing understanding of those environments and relationships of humans within them. Students get to interact with each other, solve problems, make decisions in context that has immediate, tangible consequences for themselves and others in the environment. They develop positive beliefs, attitudes, and understandings of the world and our place in it, and develop knowledge and skills that may lead to a healthier, more fulfilling lifestyle. Without this embedded into our students, the issue of time outside would not be contemporary, it could become permanent. Now, with a review of some literature on the benefits of outdoor education, Mellor C. 2009, Promoting Children Mental, Emotional, and Social Health Through Contact with Nature's article investigates educators' perceptions about the health benefits of contact with nature for children's mental, emotional, social, and social health. These results back the importance of having outdoor education throughout schooling, not just in VCE. Industry participants and school participants believe that activities involving hands-on contact with nature give children with different learning abilities or who may have behavioural difficulties an opportunity to experience a sense of achievement. One quote from this article is, "A lot of kids that seem to have behavioural problems in the classroom, you see them outside doing activities and they just shine." Further, due to the enjoyment of the hands-on activities, teacher found that deeper engagement with school was a frequent benefit mentioned by school participants, either from the perspective that universally children enjoy the outdoor experiences, or from a point of view that the activities provide them with an alternative learning environment to the classroom. Now we'll go on to the importance of time outside in VCE. Tonya Gray, an associate professor and specialist in pedagogy and learning at UWS in social ecology, research interests including eco-pedagogy, human-nature relationships, and reflection of experiential learning in a variety of educational settings. In 2009, Tonya received an ALTC citation for engaging students in life-altering learning, providing a role model for scholarly activity in outdoor education and building an internationally recognised program. Throughout Gray's article, she illustrates many benefits of outdoor education and the VCE curriculum in relation to the importance of time outside. Some being the importance of direct personal contact with nature, primarily as contributing to human physical, mental, and spiritual health. The importance of how healthy environments contributes to human futures. Young people need to be actively engaged with the natural world, with repeatedly and multiple ways to mature effectively. And child exposure to nature and the frequency of visits to green and natural places at a young age directly correlates to adult sustainability acts. Furthermore, in Gray and Martin's article, they put forward the idea that if outdoor ed was not a part of the curriculum, many Australian traditions may be lost. This was a direct quote from their article. Outdoor education has a long tradition of teaching basic outdoor ed skills and preparing teachers to help students have safe recreations. Outdoor activities such as bushwalking can be low cost and accessible across the lifespan. For many generations at least, a large part of Australian children grew up with some wilderness experience. An increasingly urbanised population and sedentary lifestyle means that children today are growing up with fewer opportunities to safely get outdoors as an everyday part of Australian life. With no formal place in the curriculum, then the benefits briefly summarised above may be inaccessible to many in schools. 3 major barriers to running outdoor education in schools, identified by Lugg and Martin 2001, were staffing, cost, and timetabling. Staffing issues including finding enough staff prepared to attend the trips to maintain safe student ratios, who have skills to appropriate activities, ensure that a gender balance is initiated. The main cost issues was making the programs affordable for students and the level of resources required for outdoor activities. The difficulty of timetabling in outdoor education is usually based around the trips. Continuing on from the barriers of outdoor ed, VCE students away from school is a big issue amongst many teachers. Gunn T 2006 gives a teacher's point of view of the issue. Particularly for senior students, issues arise from the concerns among school administration and other staff over the classes that the students may miss. This is from a teacher. The fact that you have to be out of school so much causes and creates pressures on you and the kids that you take out, because there's always people wanting you to be at school. Therefore, it is a must that outdoor education teacher creates a balance that they will hope satisfy the school administration and themselves in relation to the type of experiences they wish to provide for their students. This is due to many VCE outdoor ed teachers believing that experience of overnight trips and time outside with students is what makes teaching outdoor ed so unique. Furthering on to the role of educators and parents in an attempt to resolve the issue of time outdoors. All educators play an important role in teaching and guiding children within natural environments. Educators do this by providing access to a range of natural materials, finding ways that children can care for the land, modelling respect, care, and appreciation for natural environments, sharing information and providing access to resources about the environment and impact of humans' activity on the environment, embedding sustainability in daily routines and practices, and looking for examples of interdependence in the environment and discussing the ways that life and health of living things are interconnected. However, it's not just outdoor educators that need to enforce the change. You, as parents, brothers, sisters, and peers, can all help improve the issue. You can try and incorporate it into your daily routine outside of the house because let's face it, most adults could use time outdoors as well. I'm not saying you should start walking the 2 kilometres a day to work instead of driving, but how about parking a little bit away and spending the time in the natural outdoors? Or going on a family bike ride, because every little bit counts to the elimination of this health issue. In conclusion, numerous research demonstrates that contact with nature and time outdoors is important for children because it promotes imagination, creativity, cognitive and intellectual development, and enhances social relationships. Time outside can be an issue within outdoor education, but it can be overcome and must be to ensure it's cemented into the Victorian curriculum. Within VCE curriculum, I believe a logbook for outdoor experiences needs to be a requirement and implemented into the assessment to ensure all OE students are experiencing similar days outside of school. Finally, outdoor education increases students' outside time and lowers sedentary behaviour, which can have positive overall effects on the students, and due to the current trends of decreasing number of hours spent outside, is pivotal for the students, and hopefully they'll gain a greater respect for the outdoors. Thanks for listening. Harry McKimmie signing off.